GTA 5 Online Money Fronts DLC has been out only a few days now, but in today's video, we have 103. That is right, 103 new changes brought to GTA 5 Online with this update. Let's jump into them. All right, so we're going to go in no particular order with all of these. We're going to go through a lot of them here together, and then at the end, we're just going to look through some of the patch notes because there's so much information that we're going to just need to go through it together. So the first one is this right here, which is as of yesterday, GTA Online is free to play on PlayStation consoles without a PlayStation Plus subscription, and that's for the next 2 weeks. So if you have a PlayStation, you don't have PlayStation Plus, you can actually play GTA Online for free without a PlayStation Plus or anything. So that's great news. All right, let's move on. So next up, one that I'm sure if you've been around for my channel for a while, you know why I think this is interesting, but players can now launch taxi work while driving a drift-tuned Ubermax Cypher with the Drift Taxi livery equipped. So, you know, my next taxi video, we're going to be rocking around in style, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next up, the hands-on car wash. So you already know the basics of the car wash and the missions you can do. I'm sure you've seen my guides or others. But let's talk about the nitty-gritty of the hands-on car wash. So owning this business, you'll also gain access to the following: a safe that gains passive income over time, increasing with the number of different businesses a player owns. This includes businesses previously added in GTA Online. I'm sure you've seen my guide to this. If not, tomorrow we actually have a super in-depth guide on this, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on for that. But a bonus to counterfeit cash factory sell missions. You may not know, but if you own the car wash, you will get a 35% bonus to your counterfeit cash factory. We'll talk about that here in a second. And washing personal vehicles. So now at your car wash, you can wash your vehicles for free. Over at Higgins Heli Tours, as well as everything you already know about this business, you're also going to get a bonus to air freight cargo missions. And this is going to be a bonus of 10%. You also have the ability to spawn your own helicopters at the business, including the new Higgins Maverick, which is included as part of the business. Let's take a look at that. So right outside here, outside of your Higgins Heli Tours business, if you walk on straight over to this, you can either request the Maverick that comes with this business. You could request a suitable Pegasus vehicle. So if you click on that, you can get the attack helicopter. You can get your Buzzard or Cargo Bob, or you can go to personal helicopters and you can spawn them from here. So let's say I want my Akula and I click on that. It's actually going to spawn it right here with me inside of it. So absolutely perfect. And then with the weed farm, as well as the missions you know you can do with this, did you know you're also getting a bonus for your weed farm sell missions? That is correct. And that is a big one. You're getting a 35% sale value bonus for owning the smoke shop. And a daily weed package collectible that can be gathered for cash and RP. And here it is on screen right here. So if you own Higgins Heli Tours, you'll get a bonus of 10% sale value for the air freight cargo. If you own the car wash, you'll get a bonus of 35% sale value for the counterfeit cash. And if you own a smoke shop, you'll get a bonus of 35% sale value for your weed farm. And we will have videos deep diving into this later this week, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on for that. Now, if you're wondering what happens when the heat bar goes full on this, you're probably thinking, oh, I'll just let the heat bar goes full. What happens? Well, this right here, as you can see on screen, it's just going to show up with a little red icon and you're not going to be making any more money. It's just basically going to pause production. Next up, we have the Quickie Farm Medical Courier. I do have a video of this on my channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked in the description down below. But players can launch new and repeatable jobs in Los Santos, delivering medical supplies as fast as they can to earn cash and RP. This cannot be accessed when part of an organization or motorcycle club. So if you've been trying to figure this out and you're like, I can't see it anywhere, make sure you're not part of an MC clubhouse or a CEO office, and just check out the video in the description down below. It explains all of it for you. We also have base AP reward rates for all Arena Wars content have been increased 2 times. Listen, I still don't think this is going to get me into Arena Wars, but I'm sure people that do this often are very excited for this one. Next up, GTA Plus members can now get a second daily spin of the Diamond Casino Lucky Wheel. This is actually sick. I mean, I personally would love to have 2 spins on this wheel, but I feel like I'm just so bad at it. But if you have GTA GTA Plus, good for you. You can now do 2 of them. Next up, if you do any of the creator stuff, updates have been added to the creator. So players now have the option to force a specific aim mode when playing a job in all of the creators. Track pieces that were previously exclusive to Lunar New Year stunt races are now available in the stunt race creator. And players can now alter the wave preparation time in the survival creator. Now moving on, GTA 5 enhanced lighting enhancements. So an option to enable high-resolution ray-traced reflections has been added to GTA 5 Enhanced. And an option to have a second ray-trace bounce from RTGI has been added to GTA 5 Enhanced. Now, obviously, we can't talk about changes without mentioning the tons of cars that Rockstar has given back to us. So obviously they took away a bunch of cars. They've returned all of these and they all have Imani tech. So let's go through these. We have the Albini Hermes, the Helion, the Benefactor, long wheelbase, the XLS, the Coil Raiden, Akuma, ETR1, the Cognoscenti and the Armored Cognoscenti, Paragon R, the Viserys, Swinger, Imorgan, Torero, the 811, thank God, the Comet, the GP1, the Tyrus, the Deviant, the Hakucho, the Revolta, the SC1, the Zion Classic, and the Vapid Sena. All of those were removed vehicles, and they're back. So that's great news. So in addition to all of those cars that have returned with Imani tech, these vehicles can now be fitted with Imani tech as well. We've already had these cars, they weren't removed, but now they have Imani tech available to them. So feel free to pause this list if you want to make sure that your favorite car is on there. I'll speed it up here just a little bit. But a lot of cars, a lot of people have been asking for Imani tech, and now almost all of the cars I feel like in game is going to have Imani tech available to it. I'm not sure at this point why they have cars that don't have Imani tech available to them. So anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's all the returned cars and current cars that you can put Imani tech on your vehicles for. All right, so some other new things. The new main menu right here. So it's showcasing to us like the new hands-on car wash, the new police vehicle. They knew everyone was going to be excited about that. And then obviously the new DLC. But over here on the side, it has new tabs for us. So it has straight to business, your criminal empire awaits. And when you click on this, you're given the options of all of the businesses that you own. And you can select any one of these and it'll spawn you straight at that business. There's also a tab here called Updates. Discover all the latest gameplay updates and content released in GTA Online. When clicked on this, you will be given the option to cycle through every single DLC that we've got, which is actually pretty cool. So if you're newer to the game and you don't know any of the lore of this stuff or when they came out, you can just come down here, click your favorite one, and it'll let you know what it is, and you will be able to start this up. So if I wanted to come in and I'm like, you know what, I'm in the mood for the Cluckenbell Farm Raid, I can click on this and it'll continue either where I left off or I'll be right there with Vincent. Same thing, if I wanted to do this, I can click this and it'll take me to my bail office and it'll start it up for me. So it's pretty cool. We also have an option here, Basics of GTA Online. When you click on that, it's just going to explain all of these things to you. So it'll let you know right here what free mode is, and then if you click it, you'll go into free mode. If you go over to like business properties, it'll explain what business properties are, and if you select it, you'll visit the business properties menu. And then we also have just the join free mode, which we've had for a while. Also, part of the new updates, the Leicester Double R. Unfortunately, it's still limited in what you can do to customize this thing. You're still just getting the wide body, but you can finally now remove this livery. So if you own one, take it into LS Car Meet or into your own auto shops and you can finally remove this livery. There's a new car wash outfit and there's multiple new outfits coming as well. I'll have a video on that later this week, but this outfit is new. And to get this outfit, you're just going to go into outfits, then you're going to go down to special, and then once it's special, right at the bottom there, your newest one, your hands-on car wash overalls. So the rest of them are coming, but this one is here right now. I should mention this is part of the weekly challenge, so you do have to complete 3 hands-on car wash missions in order to get this. And that doesn't have to be like 3 car wash missions or 3 Mr. Faber missions. It can literally be 1 car wash, 1 Faber, and 1 money laundering mission. All right, so we have the Money Fronts Awards here. So this is going to showcase to us some of the things that are new in-game that you may not have heard about. So when you're doing the Liquid Market mission, so when you're doing the Mr. Faber missions, you know you guys can get bonuses. So as you can see right here, one of the ways to get that is if you distract 3 junkyard dogs with dog food during the Liquid Market mission, you will get awarded. And as you can see right here, my goal progress 2 out of 3. I've done this. So just make sure you guys are doing it too. If you walk on over to the bone during the mission, you can feed the dogs. Now, there is actual more of these that haven't been released yet that I do have a video coming up on. It's going to showcase a lot of new stuff that isn't in game yet. So stick around for that. That video will be coming up most likely tomorrow. All right, guys. So as I said earlier, there is a lot of new things and improvements to add up to this 100. I said 103 changes. It's actually 130 changes, but there's a lot of them. So for this, we're going to move on over to the patch notes and go over them together. So first things first, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard about, players can now choose to skip many cutscenes that take place during missions, provided they have been viewed once before. First thing that comes to mind, I'm sure for absolutely everyone, is the Dre missions. Sitting in those cutscenes is arguably one of the worst things you can do. Once you've done it once, twice, you don't need to sit there for like 10 minutes listening to them bloody make music, okay? But either way, that's here. It's fixed. Next up, the countdown before global signals highlight players on cell missions has been increased to 60 seconds for all affected. So, whereas it used to be like 5 to 10 seconds before it went out saying you are now alerted to all players in the session, now you've got 60 seconds, which is much better. Obviously, 60 a minute before you get alerted to all the players that you're running product or something like that. That's huge and could encourage people to sell more in public lobbies. Next up, something that got a lot of people excited, the Boxville van delivery vehicle for biker cell missions has been removed. Again, a fantastic. I don't think anyone does those. As a solo player myself, I don't think I've ever done the Boxville delivery. I attempted it once, never again. But it's gone. It's no longer the part of it. Next up, players can now choose to cancel many ongoing boss works via the phone job list. Big fan of that too. Happy for that. Next up, ammunition used during survivals will now be restocked when players return to free mode. That's good, because I feel like survivals, you're just having fun. It's a different game mode. You shouldn't then come back to the real world and have no ammo. Big fan. Speaking of survivals, KO Perico survival coming up soon. I'll have a video on it probably this weekend. The RC Bandito and Invade and Persuade tank vehicles can now be disrupted via EMP blast, which kind of makes sense, right? If you've got a bloody RC driving around, or the Persuade tanks, yeah, an EMP, that's what its job's supposed to do. The cooldowns for requesting the RC Bandito and Invader Persuade tank have been increased to 5 minutes in line with nano drones. Yeah, again, don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think that's a good thing. It's just to stop trolls, right? We did talk about this already, but players can now launch taxi work while driving the drift-tuned Uber Max Cypher with a taxi livery. Players can now choose from the following options when hosting a Rockstar created race: Ghost until first checkpoint, or Ghost going through or going the wrong way. The rank required for unlocking access to survivals has been removed, so now anyone can jump in and play survivals. The player and job reporting header style has been updated. The welcome screen has been adjusted to include a disclosure about social features. Player and job reporting flow confirmation screens have been adjusted to reference the updated additional resources page. Suspension and ban alert screens have been adjusted to reference the updated community resources page, and messages in the safety and alert space now include timestamps. So that is a lot of information right there that we've just gone through, but all good stuff. So now let's move on. So game stability and performance, fix multiple crashes and issues affecting stability. Okay, that's fair enough. This is what's interesting to me. We're going to have to test this out this week, but fixed multiple issues that affected network stability in GTA Online. I'm always complaining about matchmaking in GTA Online. I feel like I can jump in during the weekly updates to like a game mode and I can never find a session. So this I'm excited to see if they've changed anything. All right, now we're going to go through this fast because there's so much information, like I said. But content fixed an issue that resulted in custom weapon loadouts being inaccessible during FIB files prep missions. Fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck after entering the elevator during the brute force file. Fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck inside Fort Zancudo during the brute force file. Fixed an issue that resulted in players being unable to exit the hangar after entering a helicopter during the fine art file. Fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck while trying to launch the black box file. Fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck after being attacked by a shark during the Oscar Guzman Flies Against setup. Fixed an issue that resulted in players getting stuck after exiting the drone station during the Oscar Guzman Flies Against setup. Guys, I'm just realizing there is a lot of these, so feel free. You can read through them yourself. I'm going to put them up on screen right now, and they're just going to go through, so you can read it and pause it when you want. How about that? I don't think you guys want to sit here hearing me say, fix the issue where, fix the issue where, you know. So obviously next up, we've got properties right here. So I'm going to do the same thing again. You can feel free to pause it if you like. But let's speed through this. All right, we're coming on to vehicles too. Feel free to pause it. There's so many fixes. Right, guys, so that is it. A lot of quality of life improvements, a lot of new businesses and things like that. You guys have already seen the cars and businesses. That's why I didn't include them in this video. But just click on my channel, go back. You can see there's tons of guides and stuff on all the new stuff if you want to check that out. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow, as always, with a brand new video. Goodbye.